Hey guys, it's Mira. So yesterday was Toni Morrison's birthday. Happy birthday, Toni. And it's Black History Month right now. That means that we take a really brief pause from 24/7 white history to talk, about Black history. Like a really brief pause. Like probably 23 and a half hours of the day are still devoted to white history, but we spend, maybe half an hour on Black history. And that's actually a really big improvement. I'm not here to do a biography or write a book report, you guys. You can look all that up. But in honor of probably the greatest American novelist alive, I want to take a few minutes to tell you how I fell in love with Toni Morrison's writing. Back at the University of Michigan one summer, I took a Black literature class. The books we read and the conversations we had were so empowering. That's when I read The Bluest Eye. The first thing I noticed about The Bluest Eye was that it was a novel that read just like a poem. I didn't think anyone could write like that, but there it was. It also really awakened me to what it means to be a young woman in a very different way than Pride and Prejudice or A Wrinkle in Time or other books with a female protagonist that I'd fallen in love with before it. In some ways, Pecola could be me. I don't have blue eyes or blonde hair either. A couple of them are blonde from balayage, but that's not important. Of course, in many important ways, she really couldn't be me. The beauty messaging I get, even when it is toxic, is very different from the beauty messaging she got. Pecola is referred to as an ugly little girl asking for beauty. I've always been thought rather pretty, and even when I do get toxic messaging about being too fat or every once in a rare while about being exotic, don't even get me started, I play a very different role in the system of racism than Pecola did. This is important. Pecola doesn't just wake up to womanhood and toxic messages about being a woman. She wakes up to womanhood in a very specific racial context. You think that the recent news about more diverse Barbies doesn't matter? Tell that to Pecola, or better yet, don't tell her, knock that stuff off. Part of my awakening, though, had to be about realizing that I could be an accomplice to a beauty system that makes Pecola's feel ugly. Morrison said she wanted, in writing The Bluest Eye, to remind people that amidst the stories of Black heroism and strength and resiliency, racism got ugly. People need reminding about this now, right? People are still mad about formation. Still. And it took me a while to realize this, but they're actually serious. They just don't get it. They don't understand that exercising hegemonic privilege in a racial dynamic means that they don't even have to know that they have that privilege. They don't even have to know that the dynamic exists. And that's just a music video. Black men are 5 times more likely to be killed by police officers than white men of the same age. And 25% of the Black people killed by police officers last year weren't even armed. But we can't talk about that because it'll hurt white feelings. I love a lot of Morrison's work, but the other novel I love the most is Song of Solomon. It shows that ugliness of racism, but it embeds and contextualizes resiliency in a way that really moved me. Not as something separate from the struggle, but as the response to the struggle. And the end, I'm not going to ruin it, but it's probably my favoriteest passage in all of literature, when Milkman suddenly embraces life and his desire to survive and thrive. Anyway, that's a little bit about why I love Toni Morrison. Check out her books, they're available everywhere. And please like and share this video, and I'll see you soon, and thanks for listening.